So, what's your favorite spread on the board for tonight, Garion?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Suns minus 2.5 against Dallas. The Mavericks have actually been the hottest team in the NBA, but I'm a little concerned. They're on the second night of a back-to-back, and the Suns are also just really, really good. Phoenix is actually 5-1 ATS in their past 6 road games, and the Devin Booker Suns in general have done very well in Dallas. They are actually 8-1 ATS their last 9 games in Dallas against the Mavericks. No DeAndre Ayton in this one, but this is a stat that isn't so much like, DeAndre Ayton's bad. This is more just, this is how good the Suns are. When Ayton's been off the court so far this season, the Suns are still outscoring their opponents by 5.6 points per 100 possessions. So I don't think it matters all that much, particularly against a Mavericks team that, doesn't have like a dominant post interior type big man. So I'll just take the Suns minus 2.5.
All right, Matt, what about you? Favorite spread on the board?
This is a perfect segue because Garion set up why the Mavericks are larger favorites than I think they should, or why the Suns are larger favorites than I think they should be, because I'm going to the opposite side of the same bet. I actually do think DeAndre Ayton matters a decent amount. And yeah, the Suns are still a really good team when he's not playing, but they've only had Bismack Biyombo as the backup center for 6 games now. He's coming off this massive stat line against the Spurs, but I think Biyombo is probably a pretty big downgrade, and the Suns are now giving him minutes over Jalen Smith. So like that situation alone, I think, is what creates the value with Dallas. I am concerned about the back-to-back, and there is probably a small chance that Luka Doncic sits out, although the game's national TV. He'll probably play. But the Suns are at the end of a really long road trip too, so I think that the rest and fatigue stuff balances out a little bit here. And I just think the Mavericks are really good and might be as good as the Suns are without Ayton.
All right, what do we think, Nick? Favorite spread on the board tonight?
I'm going to go to that Golden State and Indiana game. It's a big number, 11.5 in favor, of course, of the Warriors at home. But Domantas Sabonis got hurt late in that game last night against the Lakers. Didn't really sound overly optimistic based on what Rick Carlisle had to say after the game. I mean, he is not going to play tonight. Sounds like he might miss a decent chunk of time. He's basically been the entire offense for the Pacers of late. Malcolm Brogdon has missed a ton of time. He did play last night, was kind of limited. Wouldn't be surprised if he sits with that ongoing Achilles issue on the second half of a back-to-back. Of course, Miles Turner also out for Indiana. No Draymond Green for the Warriors, but I still think this is a pretty advantageous spot for a team that has Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson. Warriors are 15-6-1 ATS at home. They're 20-12-2 ATS as a favorite. I think this is a really good spot for them to get a big win.